New York Marauder gear available in the description down below. Trainers, what is going on? Drewby here, bringing you our draft analysis for the PPL, and it feels so nostalgic. I keep saying that because I haven't done this in forever, and I am so excited to get back into singles and draft leagues. So, without further ado, obviously you can see my whole entire team right here with my draft captains, or my Terra captains, I should say. But I want to go over the picks one by one and explain what we got going on overall and the theme of the team. Obviously, the theme is pretty obvious here, but just my other picks here and there, I want to explain them as well, obviously. So first of all, right off the bat, our first pick was Cinderace. Now, I know Libero is nerfed. I know it's a one-time per switch-in, but the coverage of Cinderace, the speed, the stats, and the pivoting ability with U-turn and whatnot is phenomenal. Obviously, he has core change as well to put heads from my side of the field to the opponent's side of the field, and this Pokemon is very highly tiered for a reason, and nobody took us. Like, you know what? Let me give Cinderace a go. And I just love the mon. I think he's phenomenal, even with the Libero nerf. So that is why he was our first pick overall. Then, number two, our second draft pick over here was Walking Wake. One, I didn't get to use this thing at all yet, and I think he's really cool, really coolly designed mon, and I really wanted to use him. I'm going to say really some more. My boy Quentin gave me one from his game because I didn't capture it in my game. He traded it over to me. And I'm like, I really want to get this thing to go. So, and it was available. I did some of the Pokemon with Photosynthesis and all those abilities start to go pretty early. Like Roaring Moon and those guys are really good. So I said, yeah, let me get on that bandwagon there. Let me get one as well. He's also Water Dragon typing, phenomenal move pool, stat distribution, and Water Dragon is, like I said, a phenomenal defensive typing, offensive typing. So like, can't go wrong with that bad boy right there. And that was our second pick. Number three, our boy Klefki. Klefki is a beautiful steel fairy, an absolute unit. It has Prankster. Obviously, so spikes, subs, calm mind, setup moves in general, screens, T-Wave, always going first, almost always guaranteed those, unless you switch in and it dies. But Klefki is our steel and fairy type right now. Obviously there's like a little core with fairy steel dragon, kind of got that in two Pokemon. Doesn't exactly work like that, but Klefki is basically a steel or fairy type first in our matchups, in my opinion. Obviously he's both typings, but I'm going to utilize him as I guess, like, for example, if I need a steel type, obviously it's either Klefki or Sliggoo, but you get what I'm saying. You know, he's just a great mon overall. And also as Sunny Day, in case I don't want to bring Torkoal, or I want to get Sunny Day up the old-fashioned way, we got priority Sunny Day there as well as Rain Dance. But I think he gets Rain Dance. But honestly, Klefki is just a great mon. Maybe I was a little zesty with this pick here. I could have got Klefki a little bit later, but overall, I'm still happy with it, getting Klefki third overall and putting a nice support mon on my team. Number four, Clodsire. I love this mon. The second I laid eyes on this beautiful, delectable, amazing Pokemon, I said I had to have it. You know, I used it in my playthrough of Scarlet Violet. I used it in singles, my first made for singles, and I love this thing. I think it's phenomenal. It has Unaware. It has Water Absorb. Having Water Absorb, you give everyone its weaknesses right off the bat. It has Stealth Rocks. It has T-Spikes. It has Spikes. It has all forms of hazards outside of Sticky Web. But I love T-Spikes. One of my favorite hazards and play styles in the game. Obviously very easy to work around. Just get a poison type switch in. Boop, they're gone kind of thing. But I don't know. I just love T-Spikes. And like I said, he has Stealth Rocks and Spikes as well. So this thing always has some kind of form of hazards. It has reliable recovery with Recover. Granted, the Recover is only 8 PP now. But having Recover is absolutely amazing, my friends. He has EQ. He's a ground type, obviously, poison type. And it's just a phenomenal mon all around. A great typed mon. Great abilities, you know. I love this thing, and I'm excited to use it in the PPL. Number 5. I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me go all in on this something. I saw Torkoal still available. Probably should have got Torkoal third instead of Klefki. But no one was really going for anything weather-related or anything crazy like that. So I said I could get Torkoal later on. And I got Torkoal the 5th round. So there he is, baby. Obviously, he sets up Sun. He has Rocks. He spins. And he has pretty good damage with the Sun. Obviously, the Sun boosting his own fire attacks there. Great physical wall. Great bulky mon. I don't expect to be like too crazily offensive with Torkoal. Basically, his job is spin, rocks, and sun, and that's basically, yeah, that's it, man. That's Torkoal in a nutshell, baby. The same thing he does in VGC. Granted, in VGC, he's way more offensive and trick room and whatnot, but I mean, we can go Trick Room, but I don't think it's gonna be really happening. My team's a little too fast for that, I would say. But Torkoal the God, baby, he's a phenomenal mon, and he gets the sun up, and that's what he does. Heat Rock, 8 turns of sun, boom. Then my 6th pick, I'm like, yo, I'm looking like I still want something kind of fast because right now my team is pretty slow outside of Cinderace and 109 base speed Walking Wake. So I'm like, you know what? Let me take a look here real quick, and I saw Regieleki was available. And I'm like, oh my god, this thing is an absolute unit. Yes, I know Transistor is now nerfed. It's 1.3 instead of 1.5, but honestly, yeah, you lose damage, but it's still insane. Regieleki is still insane, and he's Terra banned, so I can't terrestrialize with this thing in the league. But, oh my god, what a freaking mon this thing is. He is just basically a Volt Switch machine for us. He is... but the thing with Regieleki is he's always going to be pretty straightforward. It's always going to be like T-Bolt, Volt Switch, Rapid Spin, Explosion, normal Terra Blast, or like maybe one filler move in there. Maybe I get Electrical Cage going. I don't know. But basically, he is our Momentum Pivot Mon with Cinderace's U-Turn. Just goes in, Volt Switches, gives me what I need to go into. Obviously, grant that Pokemon or Volt Absorb Pokemon can just stop that. But Regieleki is so fast, hits so damn hard, and it was available in the 6th round. So I'm like, I gotta go for this thing. I love his design. I didn't really get to play Sword and Shield that much, so using a really cool, prominent mon from that era is just what I wanted to do. So Regieleki round 6 is just absolutely insane to me. I had to get this bad boy. Then I wanted, I know I have Walking Wake as a dragon, but Walking Wake is more like a Choice Specs, Life Orb 4 attack kind of mon. He can set up a little bit. He does get Dragon Dance, but he's basically a special attacker there. And I wanted the mon with like a sweet potential. So that is how we got my boy Haxorus over here. He is basically our dragon. I know Walking Wake is dragon type, but I wanted the mon that could like Dragon Dance. And with like 100, what is Haxorus? Like 147 base attack, something crazy like that. So we got Haxorus there, D-Dance. He breaks the mold. So any of those Levitate Pokemon or any abilities that are that get screwed over by Wallbreaker, he is there. He EQs, he Poison Jabs, he Dragon Dances, he Outrageous, he Dragon Claws, or instead of Poison Jab, the filler of the week, what I need for that week. Say it's not really a fairy threat or whatnot. I can just bring in whatever attack I need on him as that 4th coverage option and just honestly get a D-Dance up when I can and get a sweep going. If there's no fairies, click Outrage and just do big damage. So that is our boy Diablo, the Haxorus right there. We're going to have no nicknames for a bit. Outside of Haxorus, he's been Diablo forever. I got to feel it out, you know. I got to see what these Pokemon are saying to me in battle and what their names are going to be. But that's our boy Haxorus over there. And then I had Torkoal, I had Walking Wake, we have Personas there, we have Fire Attacks boosted, like Cinderace's Pyro Ball, or all boosted, obviously. I'm like, you know what, let's just keep this momentum going with the sun over here. And I want a nice grass type, you know, a bulky mon, because my team is pretty, outside of Clodsire, we're pretty weak to ground. Not really much we could do about that. So I'm like, I need something to eat up ground attacks and just have a bulky mon in general, because Klefki is bulky, but it's not like bulky, you know. Clodsire is definitely bulky. The rest of my team is kind of frail to special attacks over here. So you know what? Boom. Brute Bonnet was available. He has, obviously, Prosynthesis, goes well with Torkoal, and it's just a phenomenal mon. He's also one of our Terror Captains over here. I went with the Grass, Dark, and Fire typing. I didn't really know... Like, we could only choose 2 types, and then one of them had... We could get 3 types, but one of them had to be the stabs, or had to be a stab. So I went with just grass as my stab. I went with dark as well, just for big sucker punch damage, or big crunch damage, just to complement his stab some more. And then the obvious fire type in there, just to get around that bug weakness, get around the fighting weakness, get around the... fire weakness, you know, try to get around the fairy weakness. So try to work with his downsides there, make them a positive, and now we resist them. But of course, when I do that, now I'm weak to water, I'm weak to ground, I'm weak to rock. So those resistance I had, now that I resist rock, are gone. But basically, we just go with him because I think it's phenomenal mon to Terra on. And of course, being grass dark type is pretty crappy defensive for the weaknesses that you do have. Yeah, you still resist water and ground, which is I wanted, but that's how I made him one of our Terra Captains over here. We had 15 points to choose. He was 9 points, so he was a 9-point Terra Captain. And yeah, that's Brute Bonnet, man. We get Prosynthesis up. We could get an attack boost. We could get some kind of defense boost from that. It's a def boost, you know. But it's probably gonna be attack most of the time. But guys, Brute Bonnet is a pretty potent attacker. But don't sleep on his defensive 99 each. I think defense and speed are both 99 and HP is like 100 something. So this thing can be really, really bulky if needed, and a nice little check against certain Pokemon. So that is why we have Brute Bonnet, Protosynthesis, a great bulky type, and Spore. You can't go wrong, my friends, with that. Number, where we at? 3, 6, 7, 8. Number 9. Our boy, Maushold over here. I love me some Maushold. Mouse Gang, rise up, baby. Beautiful, beautiful mon. Absolutely love this thing. It also has Tidy Up, which is incredible. Bringing in, I think it clears hazards from the whole entire field, not just yours. I haven't really used it yet or seen it in singles, to be honest with you. But, beautiful mon, big population bomb, 111 base speed. We have U-turn, we have Tidy Up, which gives you the attack and speed boost, which could be incredible. Get that +1, and then just population bomb things, you know, like, yeah, you resist, but you get those 10 hits, man. I think Maushold is really, really good in general, let alone Draft League, where it's like, there's gonna be a mixture. It's not gonna be all the best Pokemon, it's gonna be a mixture of Pokemon. So we have Maushold on the squad, a nice hazard remover for us, and just a solid mon overall. Next, we have Honchkrow, another Terra Captain. Honchkrow is only 4 points, and I was like, that's weird. Honchkrow seems pretty damn good. So I checked, like, oh, maybe in Scarlet I lost some of its good moves or something like that. No, Honchkrow is still the same old Honchkrow. And at this point in the draft, I'm like, listen, I want a ground immunity. I want a flying type Pokemon. I don't have any flying stabs or any, like, I don't have a dark attack either. So you know what? Why I Brute Bonnet, but I needed basically a flying Pokemon. Here's what I wanted, and another Pokemon that could sweep for sure in a lower tier or a lower pointed. A mon worth less points than the rest. He's only 4 points compared to like Cinderace, I think was 17, something like that. I forgot what it was exactly, but either way, Honchkrow is the same thing. Just a Brave Bird, Sucker Punch, U-turn, you know, he still does all those things, has Moxie, and then this mon could really, really sweep teams that are just not ready for it, you know, or just comes in mid to late game, clicks Brave Bird, something goes down, all right, you +1 attack now, the person else comes in, you know, you have speed, Brave Bird again, and it's like, this mon is so good with Scarf, this mon is so good with even a Choice Band, or just even with a Life Orb, you know, this mon is absolutely cracked. So, and it could be a nasty plot sweeper as well. So, love this thing. Honchkrow is on the team, and one of our Terra Captains, Flying, obvious reasons, Dark, obvious reasons, and then Steel, because straight up, that's what Smogon said this thing does. And I didn't go too crazy with, looking up what terrestrial I should do with these Pokemon. I just went with Smogon for the last one, honestly. I figured, listen, double Brave Bird, double Sucker Punch stab is going to be incredible. And then Steel type in case I want to go, like, resist, whatever I got to resist there, you know? So that is our Honchkrow pick. And then I'm pretty sure Scovillain was next over here. I don't know if it was like Maushold, Bonnet, or Bonnet, Mouse. I forgot at this point, honestly. But we're going to go with Scovillain because I'm almost positive I picked Slugoo last. But anyway, Scovillain, phenomenal mon. Fire Grass, has Chlorophyll. Alright, so double speed in the sun. It has 108 attack, 108 attack. I could go mix attack. I could go pure physical. I could go pure special. Move pool is great. He also could be support with like Willow, Leech Seed, Sub. Cannot use Moody. Moody is banned, but this mon I think is going to be a great addition to the team. Put in the work and just be an absolute unit. A great sweeper, you know. In Draft League, man, that double speed could really jack some teams up. And of course, with the sun being up, his fire attacks are more powerful. And this mon has shenanigans we could do. So that is why we have our boy Scovillain. And then last but not least, I went with one another bulkier mon. Because again, the only really truly bulky mon that can like wall things is kind of like the Brute Bonnet a little bit. And maybe Clodsire to an extent for certain Pokemon. But I guess Clodsire as well for sure. Like, let me get one more Pokemon just in case I want something to switch into. Then a nice bulky mon. And with Eviolite, this thing is absolutely insane. It was only 2 points, so we had enough. We had 2 points left over, so we made him a Terra Captain as well. So just add more pizzazz to him. Dragon, Fairy, Water. Why those typings? It's what Smogon said. So at this point, we're at the end of the draft. I just said, let's just go with that. Sure. But obviously being, I think he's Dragon Steel by himself. So just going pure Steel or pure Fairy. Could get rid of some of those weaknesses. Boost stabs if he needed. And then Water type as well. Having a bulky, technically Water type once he goes Terra Water is obviously amazing as well. And great support mon as well. He doesn't get any hazards, I don't believe. But he still has, like, he could set up. He's just a great mon with great stabs that could just sit there, take attacks when needed. And set up when needed. of course, are friends. If anything you want to point out about these mons, let me know in the comments down below what you guys are thinking about this team, what you guys are feeling. Overall, I'm excited. We got Joey week 1. It is going to be an absolute doozy. It sucks we go right back into it and we get a crazy good opponent like that, but gotta start some of my friends, and then what better way to get back in the draft than versing one of the best. So that is the draft analysis. We'll see you guys for week 1. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy, stay sexy. We'll see you next time.